Today, we're going for a drive.
Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
So last week I found out that Professor Rick Ellis is moving to California. Rick lives not too far from me, just a couple of hours, 2.5 hours away from Casper was where I'm at. He's in Laramie. And we've gotten together a few times. He's done some amazing videos on his channel. If you haven't checked out his channel, you really, really should, because his jiu-jitsu content is incredible. Plus, he also, like me, he also tackles the philosophy and mindset kind of stuff too, which I really enjoy. So I reached out to him to say, hey, let's see if we can get together at least one more time before you head out. And he was agreeable to that. So we made the trip to go visit Rick, and you just saw a montage of that. I wanted to talk this week about opportunity. There are so many opportunities that come and go. They show up and they go away so quickly. I just wanted to reinforce that it's okay to make time for yourself and to go do your own training, and sometimes that means travel or whatever, and to take advantage of those opportunities. When I first started training, I trained right here in Casper. My instructor was part of Sergio and Rue, which happened to be based out of Laramie. We would have opportunities to go train there. There'd be seminars held with the founder of that system, and we would go do that. And my instructor instilled in me right away the benefit and the value of going and making sure that you make time. If there's an opportunity like that you go take it. And then sometimes there are things that you just got to do them. You get invited to things, people reach out and say, hey, I'd really like to train with you or whatever. And there are certain things along the way that you just take those opportunities. You just go. This week was no different. When I saw that Rick was moving, and I reached out and he said, yeah, hey, I've got time at this time if you can make it. There was no question. I was going to make it happen one way or another. So just set out. There was not any hesitation. It was time to go train with Rick. We don't all come at it that way, though. Sometimes we sit and we hesitate and we hem and haw about the things that the reasons that we might want to do that or might not want to do that, or, well, that time doesn't work for me or whatever. And there's sometimes when you want what you want, and you want to take advantage of the opportunities that are around and available to you, and you want to excel and push further, that you just do it, that you don't hesitate, you just go and you figure it out along the way. This has a beautiful analogy to the jiu-jitsu. That's a lot of it. You have the direction you want to go, the things you want to accomplish, but there's other parties involved. There's other pieces to it. So you figure it out along the way. In the lesson this week with Rick, we went over a number of different things, and be sure to check out his channel. He'll be posting videos. I'll drop the links in the description once those are up of the lessons themselves. You'll be able to go see exactly what we did and the stuff that he shared with me. All of that stuff will be public and available to you guys. Go check it out. But we talked about a couple different strategies, and in these strategies, one of those strategies was making connections. One of the first things that you need to do is create connections and then maintain those. Attach to them, get those attachments, and stay connected all the time. This has a metaphor to life too. the connection that I made was the connection with Rick. So when there were opportunities to go train or create new relationships with people that he knows, that he thinks I should know, that kind of stuff is all hugely valuable. And those kind of connections are incredibly important. If you want to understand the technical side of those connections and where he was kind of going with that, be sure to watch that video when it's up. Among the lesson, there was also talk about the idea of not being so rigid that you're inflexible when something happens. So if you want something or need something, to not be so rigid that you lose sight of it or you lose attachment to it, or it's so easy for it to slip through your grasp and just flit away. Making sure that you are allowing yourself the ability to go do that training and find that time or meet those people, create those relationships, build those connections, but not being so stuck on it that you actually maybe force people away instead. Making sure that when you reach out, that you are receptive to however this relationship, however these opportunities, however these chances go, what they need from you, and what they need from the universe is whatever it is. And the more you try to force it into your box, the less you're likely to actually get that and achieve it. So instead, find a way to become fluid and work with it as it happens. Make the adjustments as you need to, and find your way to what you're trying to do. And recognize that sometimes the things that you're given are better than the thing you were reaching for. So make your connections and recognize when you're being given something greater and move for it. As with all things jiu-jitsu, one of the obvious lessons that comes up in any time that you train is just the idea of improving position. And sometimes the first and best thing that you can do in a bad situation, or even just a mediocre situation, is to move to a new position. Look for a way to be at a different perspective, to get access to different things. You don't always have something to do from where you are, so instead you can move to a new place, take up a new position, gain a new perspective, and allow what needs to happen to happen. In this case, I feel that analogy actually works a little more to Rick's side, where he's taking up some opportunities that are available to him in California, and he's readjusting his position and looking for what's next and what's new from there. Really, really excited to see what comes next out of his journey. I know that he's got a great outlook, a great mindset, a great perspective on how life can go and the future can unfold, and I'm really excited to see how all of that puts together. Now, we also talked about not letting anybody in, and maybe that particular one is not really appropriate for this particular conversation. Maybe a little counterintuitive, counterproductive to what I'm trying to encourage you to think about. So be sure to watch. I think he's releasing 2 videos. I think it'll be the second video. Watch for that, links below, to see what we're talking about when we talk about not letting anybody in. That was a valuable lesson to me in jiu-jitsu, and it probably has its own correlations to life as well that I may explore in a different video in the future. That's what I have for you this week. I just wanted to reiterate how important it is to take advantage of the opportunities that are flowing by you. They're everywhere all the time, and sometimes it just takes reaching out and making that connection. Sometimes it takes being aware that connection is being made to you, and you don't have to reach out for it. It already is there. You just need to be receptive to it. And sometimes it means moving and changing your position, gaining a new perspective in order to take that new position or make that connection. Take advantage of the opportunities, and take advantage of the amazing training and the amazing video content that Rick's putting. So artofskill.com, links in the description for his channel, Art of Skill on YouTube. Incredible stuff. He has a fantastic visual eye, visual perspective, and the way he puts his lessons together. And I just really appreciate the way that he teaches and shares information. I find it to be very human, very easily digested, which is really useful, especially if you are someone who jiu-jitsu is something new to you. So get out there, change your perspective, take advantage of the opportunity, make some connections, and just keep moving to the life that you want to be a part of. I'm Ken. This is kenfuTV. I'll catch you in the next one.